I went through the season of No for 4 months and it completely changed my life. Alex Hormozi, I'm sure we've all seen at least one of his videos. He's the badass testosterone-filled businessman and entrepreneur who's worth a crap ton of money. And he's been one of the biggest characters in the business sector since who knows how long. Anyways, in one of his videos, he mentioned that there was a time in his life where he had to say no to everything. No friends, no social outings, favors, nothing. Now, during the time that he released that video, I just started out working as a video editor. I had only one source of income and 20 different bills to pay. Now, to all my broke folks out there, I'm sure you could vouch that it's pretty depressing living paycheck to paycheck. Like, I get my paycheck every first of the month. I get so pumped up, I think about giving myself a treat, and once I've deducted everything, you know, groceries, electricity, insurance, all that, I had $10 remaining, and to me, that was like a wake-up call. I had money coming in every month, but I wasn't able to enjoy it. I wasn't even able to save up. I mean, what would happen if an emergency were to occur and I had to find a way to get that quick cash? Probably get a high interest loan. It just wasn't sustainable. I always wanted to live somewhat comfortably, buying my dream car, vacations with my family, dine out whenever I want, and just not have money being a problem. I knew I had to change the way things were to be able to make my dream of financial freedom come true. So going back to Alex Hormozi's video, I was already a bit frustrated with my situation, and a lot of the things he said was really hitting me, and I was so motivated to get out of the rut that I shaved my head and I said to myself, if by the time your hair has fully grown back and you're still stuck in the same place with no growth, then you're a loser. Now, I was a bit extreme at the time, but it really forced me to give it my all every day for the next 4 months. And at the end of it, my hard work paid off. But first, let's start at the very beginning. It was 2 months right after I started my video editing journey. If you want to learn more about that, go check it out here. Anyways, my mentor invited me to a video editing bootcamp in his city. It was pretty far away, the trip was gonna cost me money, and I had plans to go out that week. I was also afraid I might get hit by a typhoon, and I had so many excuses not to go through with it. And I was so close to texting him that night too. Then, like a sign from heaven, I encountered this video from Alex Hormozi while surfing through the homepage. This video was about his season of No. Basically, what the gist of it was, if you want to have extraordinary results in a short amount of time, you gotta make sacrifices and go monk mode for a few months. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Here's another alpha male guru trying to show off by trying to pass it off as advice. First of all, do I look alpha male to you? The reason for making this video is I want anyone out there who's listening to this, if you're in a similar predicament as I was back then and you want to break free from that, it is possible and it can happen quicker than you think. And so after seeing that video, I interpreted it as a sign to go through the bootcamp and to try to stay unbelievably focused for the next 4 months, just trying to achieve my goals in my career. So I took his offer, traveled close to 10 hours on a bus, edited 8 hours a day for a week, went back home and took another 10-hour bus ride, and for the next 4 months I said no to friends, no to family gatherings, favors social events, and I just learned as much as I can and practiced as much as I could, and it rewarded me. I was so focused and in the zone that not only did I get more clients, I also became confident of my skills. I was always doubting myself, saying I wasn't good enough, but I realized halfway through my training that the key to confidence is competence, and in order to achieve competence, you gotta put in the work, put in the hours, and practice. I was stuck in my room 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just practicing how to edit, pacing, storytelling, the different types of cuts, even titles and thumbnails, and learning about all things YouTube. I knew I had to sacrifice a few things so I could get more opportunities to do what I really wanted to work on, which was, of course, video editing, but also audio editing, scripting, consulting, and coaching work, and last but not least, content creation. So I was given a journal by my mentor, and it really helped me focus and take accountability of my day-to-day. It was ZigZiglar's goal setting program, and I think it'll help you out. I'll tackle this program in more details a few weeks from now. I'll add a card here once it's published, but just to summarize this as straightforward as I can, you first write down 50 of your top goals and dreams that you want to achieve. Then really review it, cross off the ones that you've realized aren't that important to you, or too unrealistic. Then you fine-tune it until you get rid of most of your goals until only the 4 most important ones remain. These 4 are what you deem your top goals that you can try to achieve now. For me, what I did was I had 4 goals. One was to be a more capable video editor. So every day I wrote down what steps I took that day to achieve that particular goal. And I did that for my 3 other goals every day for 4 months. I am telling you, just by writing things down and taking accountability changes your mindset. It makes you pursue that goal. Of course, there were days I missed. Still wrote it down though. When you hold yourself accountable, you become more aware of your actions and their consequences. I realized that this awareness I had for myself was the first step towards personal growth and improvement. So for months I became a hermit. I stayed in my room, only went out to eat, shower, or do some groceries. I knew that if I wanted above average results in a short amount of time, I had to do above average things as well. That means I stopped watching Netflix, I stopped doom scrolling on TikTok, no video games, no weekends off. I did that for less than a year, and things started to happen. I realized I upskilled more ways than one. I became a better editor, storyteller. I started getting faster and faster on my edits. What would have taken me 4 days to edit, I could do in 6 hours. What happened was I finally started to see the results of my habits and efforts for the past few months. The easiest way to put it is if you made a habit to walk 3 kilometers a day for 2 months, you'll maybe see a few results like better breathing, higher energy, you're happier. But if you turn that walking into jogging 15 kilometers per day, but this time in just 2 weeks instead of 2 months, you'll see way more results than just walking. That's what I did. 4 months of trying to be disciplined, learning, and just be in competition with myself. As soon as I focused on being better and doing hands-on projects, I was able to build up my portfolio and also doubled my clients. I'm not gonna lie, it was difficult to start out. I sent out about 100 emails and Instagram DMs to YouTubers and verified accounts. Out of 100 messages, only 7 replied. Only 4 of those were willing to work with me as a trial run. And only 2 of those became paying clients. The new opportunities came in, and now I do work for an agency, a business, and 2 other clients. The reason why this really worked out for me was, first, I had a well thought out plan. I organized what I wanted to do every day. If I wanted to work on my thumbnails today, then that's what I'll do. If I wanted to improve my speed editing, that's what I'll do for the rest of the day. Writing down your goal for the day really helps you. There's just this psychological thing about it that makes you more likely to take action. I was consistently practicing as much as I can. I was also really fucking consistent. I maybe had 3 days in a whole month where I didn't edit videos at all. But other than that, I practiced until my eyes started to hurt. I said this before, but there was even a time where after finishing my final edit for the day, I lie in bed and I start thinking of what I can edit again for tomorrow. For me personally, my hunger for something isn't enough if I'm not dreaming about it or thinking about it, especially when I'm doing something else. I wouldn't say it was healthy, but it kept me motivated. I stuck with my plan and I did it for 4 months till this day, but not as hardcore as before. I really do believe that if you stick with your plan long enough and you're being smart about it, then you'll be rewarded in the future. Some people stop after the first few weeks or after a month because they don't see the results right away. That's the same for YouTube. They post 10 videos and they see no one views it and they quit. It takes time, and those who persevere and play the long game will ultimately win. Right now, I have 3 subscribers. If you want to be part of my journey, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Alright, let's move forward. The next big thing that happened to me was that I had a shift in mindset. I realized deep work is game changing. You need to have a space to do your work without getting bothered by anything or anyone. Your work takes longer to finish if there are different kinds of distractions like social media, your family bugging you, a phone call from a friend. Just being in that deep state of purely your work in front of you and nothing else increases your productivity and focus. Now, months before all this, I had so many doubts. You're not good enough. You're an imposter. You're charging this much. Your boxers have holes. These things that used to weigh me down and make me doubt myself started to vanish little by little. I knew I was getting better because I would see videos on YouTube with 1 million subscribers and I'd see some mistakes or something I could have done better. No, I'm not trying to tell you to start being arrogant. No, I'm saying be more confident, build career capital, and continuously improve along the way. So stay focused, upskill, and be confident because you're more than good enough. And to anyone out there having difficulties accomplishing their goals, create a plan. If your plan is good and you do it for a long time, then you'll be successful. My next goal is to consistently put out content per week. So when you're ready, check out this next video here, and I will see you there.